News screens display alarming global headlines about monsters and catastrophic events, sparking fear and confusion. Outside the school entrance, students gather as someone complains that the trending news is just exaggerated hype, comparing it to past zombie rumors. The crowd shifts their attention to the appearance of the popular girl, Shui Kingzi. Students gossip about her breakup with her boyfriend. One student claims the girl was just settling for him, as she got accepted into a top university while he failed to even enter an ordinary college. They agree their futures were never compatible. Another student tries to remember the boyfriend's name, saying it might have been Fangi. Suddenly, Fangi appears in front of Shui Kingzi. Shui Kingzi calmly states that she has made up her mind and believes their relationship is no longer realistic. She explains that high school love often ends with a moment of realization, suggesting they were never truly right for each other. She adds that a lasting relationship needs equal standing and courage. She firmly says they should break up and adds that even if he tried everything, it wouldn't change her decision. Fangi stays silent with a blank expression, while the crowd watches. Internally, Shui Kingzi wonders if he's so stunned that he can't respond. The crowd mocks Fangi silently, assuming he'll beg her to stay since she's the school flower. One student even calls him a fool dreaming beyond his league. Fangi casually responds with "all right" and brushes it off. Shui Kingzi is caught off guard and stares in disbelief. Fangi says he'll leave if there's nothing more to say. As he walks away, she calls out for him to wait, while wondering if his cold reaction is genuine or just an act. He looks back at her and calmly asks if she has anything else to say. She angrily warns him that no matter what he thinks or does, she will never return to him. He coldly tells her not to overestimate her importance, referring to her as just the school flower. Shui Kingzi stands speechless as Fangi brushes her off, saying he's too busy to continue the conversation. As he walks away, a few students express disbelief that the breakup happened so quickly and easily. Fangi reflects to himself that Shui Kingzi and the others have no idea about the disasters coming. He's no longer the person they once knew, he's someone who has returned from the future to this timeline. He knows that in the face of what's coming, society's standards, money, degrees, and reputation will become meaningless. To him now, Shui Kingzi is just a figure from a past life that no longer holds any value. He reflects that petty gossip no longer matters to him, what lies ahead is far more important. In his mind, the world and its values will soon be overturned. He knows that the real threat isn't personal relationships, but the crisis that will soon endanger all of humanity. The story flashes back to the previous night. Strange visions and shattered images surround Fangi as he receives a mysterious cosmic message. A countdown is revealed: 361 days until the beginning of the spiritual energy revival, which will bring unprecedented and unpredictable changes to the world. The message declares that society's standards will be overturned, and a new era of spiritual practitioners will rise, where power will become the only measure of worth. Fangi, startled, reaches out as the vision unfolds. He, floating in a glowing cosmic space, faces a light and asks who it is. Suddenly, a surge of light and energy flashes toward him, catching him off guard. The screen revealing that a system from the end of the universe has activated. It uses a supreme algorithm to generate spiritual techniques based on the spiritual beings the user touches. The screen states that Fangi currently possesses 0 techniques as he reaches toward the interface, absorbing the gravity of this new power. Fangi silently reaches toward the glowing system panel, activating it with curiosity. Suddenly, a massive beast with glowing red eyes lunges toward him, jaws wide open in a violent surge of energy. The creature appears to emerge from the system itself, surrounded by lightning and chaos as Fangi floats nearby in shock. His eyes widen as he realizes the danger in front of him. Fangi sees the fate he once shared with countless ordinary humans. Beads of sweat roll down his face as he processes the memory. He questions if that was truly him in his past life. He recalls how, in that previous life, he was just a powerless person swept up by the disaster, fighting only to survive. Fangi recalls the darkness of his past as lightning strikes and mutated beasts roam the city. He remembers watching his homeland collapse, powerless to stop the destruction. His past self died in despair, consumed by a burning desire for revenge at the moment of death. In that final moment, the fire in his eyes burned with hatred, reflecting the pain that still lingered within him. He believes the system chose him because of his strong desire for revenge, giving him the chance to return 1 year before the spiritual energy revival. He acknowledges that almost no one senses the coming danger, but he's now fully aware of what's approaching. He reaches toward the glowing core, determined. He resolves to use this year to turn every spiritual event into an advantage, as light bursts around him and the transformation begins. The system initiates a new assessment process, scanning Fangi as energy begins to surge within him. His eyes glow with golden light. The system declares that the user is now bound to it and a new path has opened. Everything in the world can now be used to forge spiritual techniques, making him a powerful practitioner meant to save humanity. Meanwhile, in the outside world, officials announce that humanity is facing an unprecedented crisis and must abandon past knowledge to adapt to the unknown challenges ahead. Fangi confirms that this moment marks the beginning. With others nearby, he notes how the authorities haven't reassured the public, only advising people to remain cautious and alert. A phone displays warning alerts with strange images. Fangi reflects that such open warnings are unusual. In the past, news like this would have been censored immediately. A quiet auditorium is shown as he explains that the Xia country uses calm, indirect methods to mentally prepare people for disaster without spreading panic. Fangi admits it's a tiring and slow approach, but far better than neighboring countries that respond with chaos, violence, or looting when disasters strike. Fangi remembers the system's rule: everything strange can become a source of power. So, he knows he must rush to the scene whenever something unusual happens. His eyes narrow as he checks his phone. A headline warns of the highest UV levels in a century at Qingcheng University, along with a heat wave alert for new students, disguised as a casual sun protection notice. Some students nearby dismiss it as media hype, joking that the university probably paid to trend, unaware of the deadly seriousness behind the warning. He looks up at the cloudy sky, noticing how different it seems from the weather warning reports just nearby. He checks his phone and sees the UV index at 0, questioning how Qingcheng University, only 15 minutes away, could be experiencing extreme UV levels. He reads a school announcement stating that registration will proceed as normal despite the intense heat, while online comments joke about the warning being fake or photoshopped. While the public dismisses it as a hoax, Fangi smiles subtly, knowing deep down that dangerous is beginning, and he's the only one who understands it. Fangi smiles confidently as he senses that his first real opportunity has finally come. The sun blazes unnaturally over Qingcheng University's north gate. He arrives calmly and realizing something is not right with the environment. As students flee from the unbearable heat, Fangi calmly observes the glowing particles floating around the campus gate and wonders what they are. He crouches down and reaches toward one of the flickering lights. As his finger touches the glowing orb, it pulses brightly with a surge of energy. A flash of light erupts, and Fangi is taken aback by the sudden reaction. The system detects a severe solar-type energy disturbance and immediately initiates the solar attribute data template. He screams in pain as the overwhelming energy surges through his body. A massive burst of radiant light explodes outward, illuminating the entire area with intense solar energy. Onlookers react in shock. Some question if they're hallucinating. Others jokingly call it a Super Saiyan moment, while one compares it to a heavenly being descending to Earth. Fangi screams in agony as the solar energy floods through his body. He wonders if the formation is complete, feeling like he's about to die under the strain. Suddenly, the system confirms the formation is complete, and he has obtained the golden sun breathing technique. His transformation is complete. His hair turns white, his eyes glow gold, and his body radiates with powerful solar lightning. At Qingcheng University, the new student welcome day begins under a bright. A crowd forms around the registration area as students line up. One student offers to help a Shui Kingzi carry her luggage. As she draws attention, multiple boys rush over, offering guidance and club flyers, hoping to impress her. Calm, she politely declines with a firm, "Thanks, but no need." A group of students chat excitedly, happy to be in the same city. Shui Kingzi stands beside them, visibly uninterested, thinking they're completely love-struck. Suddenly, a massive explosion of light appears in the distance, drawing everyone's attention and stunning Shui Kingzi. A warning blares through the loudspeakers, advising students to stay away from the north gate due to an incident. with a serious expression. She realizes strange things have been happening everywhere and decides she must investigate it herself. At Qingcheng University's North Gate, amidst the swirling smoke and flames, Fangi appears. A system panel activates, explaining that by staring into the scorching sun and breathing in the burning heat, Fangi can perform golden sun breathing to strengthen his body. Without prior learning, a new skill is unlocked, and writing points are gained as golden energy continues to surge around his hands. Fangi looks at the system panel, which confirms that a new skill has been unlocked and 59 writing points have been gained. He questions what writing points are. After a brief pause, he decides it doesn't matter, thinking it's obviously something useful, and he'll figure out how to use it later. The sun shines brightly overhead as Fangi looks up. Nearby students begin to react to the strange phenomenon. One comments that the sky suddenly went dark, while another says they felt a chill in the air. Someone else calls out that a crowd is forming at the North Gate, and Shui Kingzi is seen among them. A large group of people gathers at the campus entrance. The president of Qingcheng University arrives with security and questions why so many people are present despite a warning message being sent out. He orders everyone to check in immediately, warning that those who don't will lose points. The hooded officer commands the team to re-establish the perimeter and fully seal off the North Gate area. The president acknowledges the order with a nod. A system notification appears, confirming that the contaminated zone level at Qingcheng University's North Gate has been purified. Fangi reads another message explaining that a contaminated zone is a government-designated area in Xia country where spirit return energy appears. He's surprised to learn it's officially recognized and realizes he's not the only one affected. A broadcast alerts everyone that all unrelated individuals must evacuate the sealed North Gate area immediately, prompting Fangi to stay cautious. As military personnel take control, someone questions if they are from the army, while others in the crowd express confusion about the situation. Fangi realizes the disturbance has become too large and their presence has attracted too much attention. Without hesitation, he launches himself into the sky, deciding it's time to leave the area. The hooded officer steps through the smoke. He kneels and touches the surface, picking up a small crystal fragment. He brings it to his eyes and inspects it carefully. He examines the crystal and states that the event was no accident, suggesting someone may have already begun resonating with spirit energy. As security orders the crowd to clear out, the officer continues observing the area while other staff try to assist with dispersal. Shui Kingzi overhears the mention of spirit energy and questions whether this disaster was truly unnatural, wondering if such terrifying events could really be caused by humans. Watching Fangi from a distance, Shui Kingzi recalls the shadow earlier and wonders if it was actually him. She doubts her earlier suspicion, telling herself not to be naive. She thinks there's no way Fangi, with his mediocre performance, could have entered Qingcheng University. In Fangi's house as the sun sets, lying on his bed, Fangi struggles with intense heat radiating from his body and wonders why it won't fade. Despite taking cold showers and using air conditioning, nothing helps. He is drenched in sweat and realizes that if this continues, he won't be able to sleep tonight. While wiping sweat from his face, Fangi worries that the chaos earlier might have exposed him. He quickly checks his phone and finds a top trending update from the Spirit Energy Practitioners Association about a new ranking system. Recognizing the name, he recalls the group as an obscure online community that occasionally posted spiritual training content, once thought to be pure fantasy. A flash of the cloaked figure from earlier comes to mind, and Fangi begins to suspect that the people he encountered at Qingcheng University may have been part of that same association. Fangi taps open on the announcement to view more details from the Spirit Energy Practitioners Association, revealing various ranks of spiritual cultivation. He notes that while the content sounds fantastical, the watermark proves it's genuine and officially released by the Xia Country Agency. He reflects that in his past life, he never encountered such information because he was just an ordinary person focused entirely on survival during the disasters. Realizing this might be an official signal for early awakeners, he sits on his bed and decides to resume practicing golden sun breathing as instructed. He closes his eyes and begins breathing steadily. As the heat builds within his body, he starts to sweat but stays concentrated. Flames of golden energy swirl around him as he levitates in his room. A narration explains step 1 of the process, strengthening the body into a vessel capable of absorbing the energy of heaven and earth. As if becoming a living weapon, he channels his spirit energy and concentrates intensely, commanding himself to shape it into the form of the divine axe as golden power explodes around him. As the energy condenses above him, Fangi wonders if this could truly be it. Then the system confirms his breakthrough to Ghost Axe 1-star rank. A new system appears, reminding him that he has 50 writing points available to convert knowledge into skills. He had forgotten about them, but now considers using them to boost his new cultivation rank even further. Fangi reflects on the system's explanation, questioning what it means to forcibly embed power into anything. Curious, he holds out his glowing hand and wonders if a random object like a mug would qualify as anything. A system window appears, asking if he wants to use a writing point to embed the sun attribute into the mug. As the mug glows, he realizes his guess was right. Smirking with satisfaction, Fangi confirms to himself that this new ability has limitless potential. He realizes that forcibly embedding attributes means granting objects supernatural powers. He wonders what would happen if he used this ability on a weapon like a sword or a gun, rather than a mug. He looks at a sword in his possession, understanding that a weapon crafted specifically for him with supernatural powers will be crucial in the future. Fangi stares at the sword in its case, planning to experiment with the system and test its effects before committing to forging a true weapon. Determined, he resolves to fully prepare for the coming threat of mutated beasts. Under the moonlit night, a large mutated beast approaches the building from the forest. The mutated beast crouches in the darkness, watching intently. Inside the room, the sound of coughing echoes repeatedly and moonlight spills through the window onto the bed. Fangi lies in bed, sweating and coughing as he shifts slightly and murmurs. Suddenly, he slowly opens his eyes. He sits at the edge of his bed with his feet touching the floor. He walks into the living room and stops, noticing something while moonlight floods the space. He focuses on a sound, thinking that ever since he entered Ghost Axe, his sense of hearing has become sharper than normal, making it easy to hear noises from nearby houses. Still lying on the couch, he continues hearing repeated coughing sounds and realizes something isn't right. Fangi peeks out his apartment door and hears coughing echoing from the corridor. He spots a beast with glowing red eyes and black feathers in the hallway and identifies the sound source it's there. Recognizing it, he realizes the creature is a mutated rabbit beast affected by the mutation. He recalls that even with distant memories from his previous life, seeing this beast again still sends chills through him. Meanwhile, a helicopter with a spotlight approaches the city. A girl with long hair stands on a rooftop under the moonlight, stating that the rabbit who consumed the dark spirit fruit is still on the loose and that its speed is shockingly fast. She instructs to stay updated on any new developments while continuing to eat the lollipop. She leaps across rooftops, swiftly moving through the city. While midair, she suddenly senses something and turns her attention toward it. With force, she kicks off the building and accelerates toward the source. The girl reports that she has detected the beast's dark energy again, and that it fled 20 kilometers away to a residential area. She urges for immediate pursuit to protect the residents. She pushes off a building wall with force. While flipping through the sky, she warns others to be cautious. The beast has consumed a spirit fruit, and although its transformation isn't complete, it may still grow stronger. A man on the street looks up in surprise as a blur of light streaks across the night sky. Inside the Central Channel manga department, a man wonders if he's hallucinating from working too much. Another colleague scolds him, asking if he's done with the manga. He points out that they're on the 65th floor, shocked by what he's seeing outside, a figure leaping in front of the full moon. Meanwhile, the mutated beast charges toward Fangi, letting out a roar. Fangi's eye lights up with intense golden energy in response. He notes that ever since his breakthrough, his body has improved. He can clearly see the beast's slow movements, and his muscles react fast enough to dodge its attacks. Power gathers in his hand as golden energy crackles around it. He wonders if these terrifying mutated beasts are already appearing this early, as he charges forward with his energy ready to strike. He recalls from his past life that the beast hasn't fully transformed yet, but its current stage boosts its power and madness due to the dark energy. He prepares to strike, determined to stop it before the residents fall victim to its rampage. He grabs the beast firmly, unleashing his power through his glowing hand. A loud crack echoes as he slams the beast down with full force. He pins the beast down and stays focused as golden energy surrounds him. He realizes the beast's weak point is its tail and prepares to strike. He launches himself upward, shattering the ground as the beast is thrown into the air. His eyes glow fiercely as he channels energy into his glowing fist. A powerful golden beam shoots upward, blasting the beast mid-air. The beast screams in pain as it's struck directly by the concentrated energy attack. The mutated beast attempts to absorb a powerful glowing energy ball as it faces Fangi. Fangi strikes the beast directly with the yang element energy, questioning if it dares absorb it. The intense solar energy floods the beast's body as it begins to lose control. Fangi declares that the sun's power is too majestic and that the beast is bringing about its own destruction. A massive explosion erupts from the energy clash. The man in bed reacts to the explosion, wondering if it was thunder. He looks out the window, puzzled, trying to see what caused the noise. Fangi lands outside the building surrounded by glowing energy fragments, observing that there's nothing left. He reflects that the creature had acted desperately, as if it was starving and trying to consume all the energy from his body. As golden energy fades from his feet, a red eye rolls near Fangi. He stomps the ground firmly, cracking it beneath him. Fangi thinks to himself that although the beast used the darkness element, its attacks were wild and reckless. The yang element inside him suppressed its energy, revealing just how desperately hungry it truly was. Fangi reflects that if he hadn't awakened, he would have been devoured like the others by the mutated beasts whose hunger had already begun to manifest. He knows that to survive future threats, he must gather more spirit energy techniques. Meanwhile, under the full moon, the girl descends from the sky. She lands forcefully in the forest. She steps forward and questions if the target is truly dead. Kneeling down, she confirms the corpse has been torn apart and decides to begin collecting the remaining dark element energy. As she reaches toward the ground, she suddenly reacts to something unexpected. The girl winces in shock from the heat, pulling her hand back and wondering how intense the temperature is. She realizes the heat is due to a high-level yang energy, one with a pure concentration, similar to what's detected at Qingcheng University, and suspects it's no coincidence. Raising her hand to her earpiece, she contacts HQ, confirming the rabbit is dead and explains she wasn't the one who killed it, a new pioneer did, someone possessing a high-grade elemental affinity. Someone at HQ asks if the person who purified the polluted zone at Qingcheng University's northern gate and killed the mutated rabbit is the same individual. Another confirms the person isn't listed in the HQ archives and remarks on the unusual talent of a pioneer with such pure elemental power. They insist the association must reach out to him immediately. The girl agrees, activating flames and energy in her hands as she prepares to store the sample. She seals the yang element energy carefully inside her cloak. HQ instructs her to postpone all other missions and focus entirely on tracking the new pioneer and gathering any information about him. They hope to persuade him to join the Spirit Energy Association. The girl calmly unwraps her lollipop. She acknowledges the command with a quiet "understood" as she places the lollipop in her mouth. Still chewing, she casually says that before anything else she just wants a cup of milk tea. Fangi wonders who this mysterious person is, recognizing that such overwhelming power must belong to a true expert. He silently vows to meet him no matter what it takes. Fangi stretches his arms wide in front of a large window as sunlight pours in. He states that the whole day's plan starts in the morning and acknowledges the dazzling sunlight. He removes his shirt, revealing a muscular physique, and mentions that waking up early helps with his cultivation. As he stands in the sunlight, glowing energy begins swirling around him while he activates the golden sun breathing technique, directing himself to feel the morning sun and operate the technique. Surrounded by radiant golden energy, Fangi explains that after entering the Ghost Axe realm, he can now sense the aura of the mountain masterpiece more clearly when using the golden sun breathing technique, which feels like threads circling the divine axe. A sudden explosion of light erupts as he realizes the breakthrough happened faster than expected, surprising him. Fangi clenches his glowing fist with determination, channeling the power through his arm as energy surges outward. Lifting the golden axe, he notes it feels much lighter than before. As he swings it, He reflects that cultivation is like chopping wood, what truly matters is persistence. He swings the golden axe downward with force as radiant energy shoots up through his body. He channels the power while standing firm.